I'll edit some of the rest of this. This is super exciting for me.
Awesome. Happy to be like a guinea pig for it.
That's exactly what it is. Yes, I'm excited to see you and I want to hear the stories, all the things and catch up, but I am not the most technologically sound guy, but in the last year and a half, I've kind of become like a mini wizard in the ways of technology. And
I
the fact
love
that
it.
this worked out right now is a huge win for me. So
Awesome. Here for it. I am totally here for it.
excellent, excellent. So everybody out there listening right now, watching, this is the first time I've done split screen with anybody. So Rachel Pankowski, did I say that right?
Yep, that's right.
I just call you Rachel all the time. So I'm just all like Rachel Pankowski. I'm in a border town in South Texas. We have Garcias, Rodriguez's. We don't have any Pankowskis.
No,
So
it's probably not down in Texas.
no, especially not in a border town. But thank you so much for joining me on the first episode where we're doing it like this. And this is another episode of No Politics, No Religion. Tell us your story. Our guest today, the ship itself, is Rachel Pankowski.
I
Rachel,
am so excited to be here.
me too. Me too. What's new in the wonderful world of Rachel before we kick things off? Anything new and exciting this past week?
Oh my gosh. So, school has ended, but now we're into summer. And so I've got two littles and they are just jamming with all the activities. My son Henry just did his baseball tournament and we made it to the second round and it was just the most exciting, like 6 and 7 year old. But he got a
Exciting.
double. It was the way he has grown this season has been so fun to watch and so just like even seeing all the other players too. I don't know. It's one of those like proud mom moments that you see how he's developed in his confidence and how he's a leader on his team. And so it's been a great baseball season this year. I'm a baseball mom, but here we are.
No, I mean, it's plenty to be proud of. I see you posting pictures of your lovely family. That's one of the reasons I like you so much is like you're very family oriented and you're proud of your kiddos as you should be. But you, your wonderful husband, your beautiful family, I see the posts and some posts you feel the love coming off the screen. You know what I'm saying? And you're
Yeah.
one of those people that I know you're not just posting to be like, look at my fake imaginary life. You're like, no, no, this is my life. And we'll get into that in just a little bit because you do post your ups and downs. You have posted your journey.
Yep.
But before we get into the journey, I'm going to ask you a question I ask all the guests. This is the
Oh
one and
gosh.
only thing that's premeditated in this podcast. If you, Rachel Pankowski, could have any superhero power, what would it be?
Okay, so this is tough because there's a lot of like awesome superhero powers out there, but I will say multiplying time, like being able to extend the moments I'm in, whether it is at a baseball game or on a date I would been, or just any moment where you're just happy and experiencing joy and you want it to last a little bit longer, even though you know it's fleeting. I would love to be able to just multiply that time, extend it just a little bit longer so I can enjoy it a little bit longer.
Because this is a new podcast, I'm almost sure you haven't seen the previous guests. Have you watched any of them? Don't feel guilty if you
I
haven't.
haven't. No, is this already been said? Have I not come up with an amazing superpower?
Entrepreneurial minded people thus far. I've had guests that aren't all entrepreneurs, but all the entrepreneurs have had a very similar answer. And I mean that
Really?
as a compliment. I mean that as a compliment, not to say that you're unoriginal by any means, but they were all time oriented. And it was
How
for a variety of
interesting.
reasons, and they were all noble reasons.
I love that.
So you're in good
Well,
company.
okay, so let me think of something different though. So on the same aspect, like being able to spread that joy, like if I am in one of those states of just elated joy, I want to be able to transfer that immediately to somebody so they can feel that hope, that energy, that positivity. Like I'll pass that off. Why are you laughing at me, JJ?
Because one of the other entrepreneurs wanted more time to help people. And they wanted no, that's great company. It's great company.
I
So
love that.
a comic earlier, he's a touring comic and he does a lot of stuff on boats, a lot of cruise ships. And he sent me a message earlier today saying, hey, what's your secret to staying so positive? and
Yeah.
well balanced. And I said, the people I surround myself with, I'm
Yeah.
surrounded by great, amazing people. And that's easy to not be glum and doom and gloom when I am surrounded by not all like minded, but like hearted, I would say.
Yeah.
And you being one of them. And then I got a little cheeky with it and I said, I also have friends from my youth who aren't so good and they
Yeah.
keep it exciting.
Yeah.
They keep it exciting.
They keep you on your toes.
They do. They're the ones that I'm like, guys, it's midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight. Love you. See you in 6 months. You
That
know?
is the truth. Yes.
So a little backstory for all you all listening out there is I met Rachel and her wonderful husband on a different continent. We both happen to be in Adelaide, Australia, which anyone who knows me knows I've talked to anyone that will listen about this amazing region of the world. And you all were there for vacation, for holiday, for
It,
just fun,
yep,
right?
it was our honeymoon.
Oh, so I met you. I didn't
Yep.
know that. I didn't realize I met you all when you
Had
were newlywed.
literally just gotten married, but since, Australia, it's different times of year up there. So we February, March to go on our honeymoon, and that is exactly when I met you.
Why Australia of all the places? Because I mean, you get one honeymoon. Had it not been for the lizard man telling me about this wonderful thing called the Adelaide Fringe, if I had not been pursuing my career, I don't know that I would have known of Adelaide. Why did you all pick Adelaide?
So, well, we picked Australia because we figured eventually we were going to start a family, and it's a lot harder to like take a couple weeks away to go. Oh, you got to go, right? It's long. So we literally started picking off different cities, and we're like, if we are going to be in Australia, let's go to Sydney. Let's go to, I had seen driving the Great Ocean Road. And so that was Adelaide was one of the spots where we kind of kicked it off and then drove down to Melbourne. And it just so happened to be Fringe. And we were really just Googling things to do in Adelaide and stumbled upon the Fringe Bowl and, the unearthly tent and all that good stuff. And I mean, it was wild, but that was kind of how we were living our honeymoon. Just here's some solid stops, but talk to locals. Let's see what else is happening.
Okay, okay. I didn't know the whole story. I was
Yeah.
like, other Americans, look at them. They have a Southern vibe. So I was just like, new friends, be my friend. I was like some sort of puppy who was just happy that someone let them indoors.
I love it.
So since we read each other in Australia, we've kept in contact via social media. We're very active on each other's pages. I like when you put a family thing. I put something with my family. You're like, heart, great. You're rocking a good vibe.
Your
I'm like,
mom's
keep it.
amazing.
Oh, my mom is the best.
She is like
And
gold.
yeah, she radiates that
Yes.
she reflects the sun right off of her too. She's just like a superhero. And I see you doing the same, and both of us are rocking a very goofy vibe that's hardworking and well intended, which brings me to you two got married. Your wonderful husband, Ben, does Ben things. Rachel does Rachel things. Before we get into what you're doing now, what were you doing before we get to present day USA? What was adult life
Gosh.
for you before present day?
So, well, my husband and I have an interesting kind of meet story. We were both working on the auto show circuit. We were the people who stood next to the car telling you all about them. And we actually met at an auto show in Philadelphia. And then from there, we both were just touring around to like the major shows around the country. And when we finally got together and started dating, I was actually living in Miami. I was working with spas and wellness centers, and Ben just moved on down with his yellow Jeep Wrangler, and we were living life. And we got engaged and decided that we wanted to move closer to family. I'm originally from Kentucky; he's originally from Iowa, and so we moved to Nashville, Tennessee. And so once we got to Nashville, we kind of settled into the jobs we are actually in now. Both of us work full time. He works for a medical billing company. I work for a design firm. As you know, we've been doing that for the last, gosh, 8 or so years, both of us. And then we started our family pretty quickly after that. And when baby number two was on the way, it was one of those things you start to learn it really does take a village when you have a family. So we made the move up to Kentucky, be closer to my family, be closer to his, closer to, just more of a network and people that we could do life with and know that if we needed something, it was, at the drop of a hat. We had relatives or close family friends and stuff nearby. And it's just been, we've been here 4 years now and it has been amazing. And my kids are so fortunate because they get to see their grandparents, all the time and spend time with their uncles and our my sister-in-laws and stuff too, and it really has been a big blessing to we were traveling and now we're kind of settling down finally.
Well, the good thing is you did it smart. You planned it well. You're like, "Hey, Australia's way over there.
Yeah.
Hey, youth is wasted on the young, but you decided not to waste the youth."
Yep.
And now you're adulting it in a very major way. And
Yeah.
I see you doing that with what you're doing now. I see you being very, very interactive on social media, really pushing for a healthier, higher quality of life. Can you tell us how you made the pivot into what you're doing now? And what is it you're doing now?
Yeah, so it was one of those things. I was a professional dancer at one point and I had a bad sprain and it just kept on giving back to me. And I tried different things to heal and just work through it because I literally have danced my whole life. I grew up dancing. I went to performing arts high school, was on my college dance team, danced on cruise ships, like all those things. So my life has always been active. So when I kind of got, put to the side with this injury, and it just nothing I was doing was working. Changing my diet, getting more sleep, drinking all the water, going to the doctors, doing physical therapy. And so that injury and that kind of thing that sidelined at my health is what brought me back to my health. And I had a friend of mine reach out and she's like, I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in learning more about, but she introduced me to natural peptides. And I was like, listen, at this point, I'm willing to try anything because I've already tried everything. And I tell you what, JJ, it was one of those, I was so skeptical because like I have literally been dealing with this for over a decade. Nothing had been helping me. And I started taking those alongside, dealing with my arthritis to arthritis because that's what happens in your 30s, I guess. And so, within a few weeks, I started like getting my energy back and I started feeling better. And then within a few months, it was like night and day. And it just lit this fire in me because I was able to be more present with my kids. I was not snapping at them because I wasn't lacking patience because I had the energy and I had the way to like regulate my nervous system. And it has been an unexpected of change that I didn't know I needed, but I'm so glad I found it. And it's something that both Ben and I have embraced together. He's, started working with me with this, and we're sharing working as parents because that's the thing. We work full time, you've got kids, you're running around to their activities, you're trying to fold the laundry, do all the things, and you just run out of steam. And so this has allowed us to kind of get that pep back. Like I feel better now than I did in my 20s when I was dancing on cruise ships. Like it's totally like mind blowing that I thought the way I was functioning before was normal until I started feeling better.
And I love that because that's one thing I think a lot of people, especially as they age, and when I say age, I don't mean 70s. I'm talking late 20s, 30s, mid
Yeah.
30s, 40s. You need that energy. And I love what you're doing. And I'm going to kind of tie it into what I'm doing emotionally. A lot of my
Yeah.
speeches, I do bring up you got to fuel the gas tank or you can't take anybody anywhere. And if you don't have the energy to take care of your kids, you're not being the maximum mother you could be, the maximum
100%.
wife you could be. And I love what you're doing. I really genuinely do because you're trying to maximize your time on this big blue marble. You're
Yeah.
trying to make sure that you get the most out of life, suck the marrow out of life, if you will. And so I saw your picture of your ankle, I believe. Was it your ankle that was messed up?
Yep. It was.
And
Or it
it
is.
is night and day. Like, and this is not any kind of low blow. You went from being fit to looking able. You look like you can lift the car off to save the child now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it's about, though.
Yeah.
The functional strength.
It's the
Now,
functional
like,
strength. It's not just being like strong and lifting heavy. It's about what can I do to take care of my family? What can I do to be able to keep up with stuff around the house? And yeah, I some days I do feel like I can lift a car.
That's amazing. And I see your videos with your husband on there, and you guys are rocking it. You're keeping it
Thank you.
fun. You're making it like
Yes.
I love when I see you on there. I'm beaming with pride. Just be like, that's my friend contributing. Because that's also a great example for your children to see mama working out, to
Yep.
see mom being physical, to see mom and dad bonding over a healthy lifestyle rather than just bonding over potato chips and the couch.
Sure. Yes.
I think I
We
think it's a
actually kind of limit our couch time, not just because of all the things that are going on, but it's become this fun thing we do as a family that, and I've talked about it before, but Sport Friday and movie night. So instead of, waking up and watching cartoons in the morning, we're waking up or cooking breakfast or eating breakfast. Let's be honest. Sometimes the kids just want cereal, and that's fine too. But then, we're having conversations before they head off to school, head off to their activities. And movie night is for Friday night and Saturday night. And so it's one of those things like they get excited about because who's going to pick it? And we're going to build a fort in the family room. And it's become like one of these core memories I feel we're making with our kids that is so simple, but sometimes it's one of the hardest things to do because, life be life and right. And sometimes it's easier to just like turn on a show and go about your business. But what we're trying to show them is that we do need to take care of ourselves. We do need to fold our laundry. We do need to work out. We need to eat dinner as a family. And, that's something that we definitely strive to do. But it's such a small thing, but you can tell it's making such a big difference in their lives.
so
That is
your
not a
friend
tangent I expected to get off on, JJ.
is No, I want you on here because I want to celebrate what you're doing because you're celebrating it. Let's other people see
Thank
what
you.
something, because here's one thing, and we've talked about this. I don't believe in being skeptical. Skeptical is not going to get you anywhere. Like a lot of people are just like, no, 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 that's X, Y, Z. But they say
Sure.
that to everything and nothing changes unless you change.
Yep.
You know, you can sit there and say all the reasons I was starting a new business venture some time back, and this woman I know who's nice enough. We're not besties, but she's nice enough. We're friendly. And what's up? How's it going? She got really happy for me and then proceeded to list all the reasons why the business was going to have challenges. And she
Like you
wasn't she
haven't
wasn't
thought of
hating.
that.
Yeah, but she wasn't hating. She just has that in her fiber and needs to shake it out. She needs to make some changes, and not just her. A lot of people are just like, well, here's 5 reasons why this isn't good. Sure, but I can give you 10 reasons why it is.
Yeah.
You got to be able to outweigh it. And I love that you let go of your skepticism. You tried everything,
Yeah.
but not really, because there was one more thing. So, can you educate the people out there, and myself
Yeah.
included, on your journey? I want to hear a little bit about it so the people can hear about it. Who knows? You might be someone's health guru. You might guide them right down the right path. You're not the only mother out there.
It's
There's other
true.
mothers who need the energy.
It is, and it's not just about like what had happened with handling my arthritis and doing with that, but it is so much about the energy and the patience and the focus and the clarity that has come from using these natural peptides. And these are bioactive precision peptides. So they are like signaling the cells in your body to do things your body already knows how to do. And that's why they've been so effective, is that part of it. Like it's the science that these peptides communicate with your body to say, hey, you need to do this to sleep better. You need this. And it's like with one of the ones that I use that has helped with my inflammation and literally is what kind of changed the game for my ankle was it helped with that muscle because as we get older, especially 30s plus, we start to lose muscle at a faster rate. It just is what it is. And that's like what you were talking with that functional mobility that you want, that functional strength as you get older, we're losing our muscle mass. So this helps maintain that muscle mass, even if you're like me and you're sitting at a desk job for a good chunk of your day. And so it really is just, I've totally geeked out. We even, have peptide podcasts where our doctors will get on and kind of explain more of the sciencey stuff. And it's been so interesting to learn that these are natural things that you can find in nature that you actually have in your body. So I think that's part of the reason why not only have I enjoyed just because they're ingestible, taking them, like it's a fun drink that I just mix up in the morning and go about my day. Like they fit so simply into my life of being a busy working mom of two. And I think that's what's made it so enjoyable too, is it's simple, and simple is sexy, right? Like, I'm not looking for anything complicated here. I don't have the time for complicated. I need something that I can be consistent, that is easy to add into my day, and is that.
And I think you're right. Consistency is key to anything.
Yeah.
If someone's going to do your regimen and you're like, hey, it's every day. And they're like, well, I'm going to do it once a week. It's like, cool. You can drink water once a week, but if you're drinking sodas the rest of the time, you're going to get soda results,
Yeah.
you know? So, I
So
mean,
true.
I see that you get been involved with it and I've seen that you've been going to retreats. Are they called
Yeah.
retreats?
Retreats, summits, collectives, whatever you want to call it, conventions, but it really is a meetup of all of these folks who have come together. Basically, like, we want to make an impact, and we want to have other people come with us and make an impact in their lives for their families. And it's not just about being healthier versions for your families, but it's also about creating that additional, like, financial freedom that comes with additional streams of incomes and being diversified, but also like the community of, like you were saying, like-minded people, where it's just when you get into these rooms, you want to be more and be better and like spread the joy with all these humans, because everyone is there to love on people, make an impact, make a difference. And it really is a fill your cup kind of weekend when we go to those.
I love that. A fill your cup kind of weekend. I
Yes,
can't
sir.
emphasize enough. Those of you guys listening out there, I don't work for Rachel, but I want to sing what she's doing because I really truly believe in your state of mind and where you're putting your heart. A lot of people really do say, look, if the next time you walk through a door, someone kicks you in the knee, are you going to stop walking through doors altogether? Are you
Right,
just gonna give up on doors and just be like, "You know what? I got kicked in the knee one time when I walked through the door. All doors are bad." That's not true.
right.
As a matter of fact, those doors are good. That's how you enter places. And what you do and what you're doing is just opening up a series of doors and you're
Yeah,
going through them. And not every door leads you to a pot of gold, but you have to go through doors. You have to say yes and you
yes,
have to give something a try. And I really do love that not only did you give it a try, another thing I'm really big on is community. I love, love, love watching your posts when you're with all these other gals and all these other guys, and
yeah,
you're finding an excuse to dress up and celebrate, and
yes,
you're making funny little dances, and all are going towards the same goal. It's the same thing as when people watch football or they watch baseball or they go to church or they go to a boxing match, everyone gets intoxicated by the energy around them because those are all locations where you're all on the same page.
right.
Why can't we do that professionally, physically, and emotionally and make some money while we're doing it?
Yes. 100% yes. And that's what it is. It's not, oh, I'm doing this to make money. That's a, the bonus. Why I'm doing this is to help other people feel better, because everyone deserves to feel good in their bodies. Everyone deserves to feel confident and strong and capable. And that starts with taking care of yourself and really focusing on your health and your well being. And that's not just physically, that's mentally too.
I couldn't agree more. I really, again, I mean, I'm really pushing this, but I just want more people out there to invest in something and take a chance. They even say with entrepreneurs, I was watching an episode of Shark Tank recently, and a woman goes in there with her product. I don't remember what it was. Let's say it's pins. She goes in there selling pins, and they're like, listen, we love you. You're amazing, but the pin already exists. And this is kind of similar to the pins we've seen before. She was devastated, and rightfully so. She'd invested a lot of money into her pins.
Yeah.
And I honestly was like, oh, I felt so bad for this woman. But one of the sharks brought up something I really enjoyed. He said, listen, you're going to be fine. You're going to come out of this stronger, more informed. And then they said, don't forget, most successful entrepreneurs don't get it right the first time.
Yeah.
And that is so true with, people are like, I only do keto. I do the California diet. I only do Atkins. I only do Greek. You know
Mm.
what? Here's the thing. Every human body is different. So what works
Yeah.
for one doesn't work for all. But what you're doing, I've seen your other friends on there. I've seen them make their posts. Looks like it's working for a lot, if
Yeah.
not all. A lot of people are sitting there saying, this was me 4 months ago. And it's not the most drastic. You can tell when someone's being healthy about it. And I don't see you all rocking that Ozempic bag under eye thing. You guys are like glowing. It's like, oh, did you just eat honey? Cause you're glowing, girl.
Yes, it's not a magic pill quick fix. It really is a lifestyle and being consistent and just taking those steps to be healthier by living a healthier life. And this is just a means to support that. This is the thing that's going to fix you. You can't still eat junk and drink sodas and not, at least get your steps in or something. You have to do the other things that support a healthy lifestyle. But what we found with these natural peptides, they're supporting the systems in order to help you, work out harder, have that energy to go on the walks after work or keep up with the kids. And that's what's been so beneficial for me because I didn't have that before. I thought by working out or eating an anti-inflammatory diet and trying to get 8 hours of sleep that I was living a healthy lifestyle. And in a way I was, but my body it needed to in order for those healthy lifestyle habits to make a difference for me.
Also, you bring up another keyword that I really like, habit.
Yeah.
There's something to be celebrated when you actually adopt a routine. And your natural peptides are a routine.
Mhm.
I told someone recently, he's a good friend of mine. I'm not going to give too many details because I don't want people to connect the dot
Sure.
and be like, oh, it's this person. And I'm like, no, 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 I'm going to be vague. But a friend of mine expressed a little bit of frustration, and it had to deal with his recent weight gain. And he's looking for motivation. And I just gave him a very simple solution, and it was kind of off the cuff, but it's based on my belief of ritual, based on my belief in consistency. And I said, hey, man, do me a favor. This sounds dumb, but tomorrow, right before you go to bed, put 4 little beans right next to your bed. I go, just put 4 beans there. When you wake up in the morning, walk each bean to the other side of the room and put them on a desk. And then when you get ready to go back to bed again, grab the beans, put them back in the nightstand right next to your bed. And he just
Hmm.
kind of looked at me. I said, it sounds ridiculous. And if you don't have beans, get pennies. Don't put marshmallows. Ants will get them. But if you keep on doing that every day, when you go to bed, you have 4 little victories before you close your eyes. When you wake up, you have 4 little victories when you wake up because
Yeah.
you're giving yourself active choices that lead to victory.
I
You
love
wasn't
that.
10 push-ups. I'm not asking. Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
made it up on the fly over some wine. I was just, just loose enough to be like, tell them to move beans. And, but it worked. And, um, and I think it is about rituals. I think people need to condition themselves to be doing something. Cause I told another
Yeah.
friend of mine, hey, who knows? Maybe it's the placebo effect. He goes, well, that's the thing about the placebo effect. If it makes you feel better, then it works.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I love the routine of this. Do you have any other friends that you've met through this company that you guys are on a mission that you've just heard a great story or formed a new bond with one of these like-minded people? Is there a particular story that comes to mind that just rocks a good vibe?
So I will say, because community is such a big part of this, I literally was at one of these events about a year ago now and met somebody who was on somebody else's team and we just connected. And honestly, ever since then, she is somebody that I voice chat with every single day. Not only has she become an accountability partner on, the business side of things with, no, she has no investment in me. We are completely running separate, entities at this point. But she's my accountability person, but she's become one of my like closest confidants that I will literally just like wake up in the morning, voice note with whatever's on my mind. And she listens and takes it in, and she's just become a sounding board, not only for my business, but for life. And I am like beyond grateful because I honestly can't imagine her not being in my life. And the only reason she is in my life, because she lives up in Pennsylvania, like our paths would have never crossed if I had not said yes and said yes to going to this event. Like, again, having to take PTO to do something, but it's just like I said, it's the fill your cup weekends that it is completely worth it to make the effort to be there, because not only are you poured into from, just a human person filling your cup, getting that joy, but also professionally with, development and trainings and different things like that, which translate honestly not only to business but life. Like what we are doing as a company bringing into a month club. So it's more than just, hey, let's make an impact, make people healthier. It's let's just make better humans. Let's grow this reach and just make better people who want to help others and spread the positivity and spread, this vision. And so it has made such an impact on me that I honestly, that is not at all how I ever thought this would be.
Again, I've said this for like the fourth time in this episode. I love that. I love that. I do because again, all the people that I'm having on this show are all people that I just think are worth getting to know. Everyone that's been on this show, this show really is a spotlight on a hero's journey. That's why I wanted you on here. I wanted you on here to be that light on the other side of the screen. If anybody knows me, they know me. I'm a human being who does human being things. You know me, but I want you to know the people I know
Sure.
and see that I'm not the only dork who's like, love is good. Let's be fun. There's other people out there who, what's that?
So,
Okay, I'm hoping you broke up a little bit, but I rocked the vibe. I saw you express yourself. Let me see if it's. Hmm. That's okay. This is our first technical issue. That's okay. It's good. People can just watch us glow. It's like I can't hear you. It's like, do you know what the sunshine sounds like? No. Okay. I think you're back. I think you're back.
can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yes. Yes, I can. Um. But yeah, that's one of the things. Is just again, I can't emphasize enough. I've met enough people. I've traveled enough, and I'm sure you have too, where people get very impatient waiting and they're just like, nothing. Why is this the way it is? I know a few people that are just like, everything is horrible. And I'm like, put your phone down for like a day. Put
Yes.
it down unless we're doing output. Uh, Tony Robbins actually has a saying that I really like, where focus goes, energy flows, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
love that.
I heard this years ago. It's like, if you tell someone to look for a red car, they're going to see 100 of them in a day. If you don't tell them to look for the red car, they won't notice a single one. What
Yeah.
are you looking for? Are you looking for reasons to be happy? Are you looking for community? And might I add this just to you and to anybody else? And I love what you do with your peptides. I love what you do. You haven't mentioned the business, and I don't know if that's why, if you're doing that on purpose. So I haven't mentioned it. So I'm just going to let you steer the ship on that. But um, one of the things that I love about that is it also gives you an opportunity to shake things up. It gives you an opportunity to take a chance. When we were kids, we took chances all the time.
All the
You
time.
know,
Mm.
you jumped off the roof, you
Yeah.
threw your body in mud, you
Yeah.
built a ramp for your bike. Heck, we still drink out the water hose now. But
Yeah.
there's something rewarding about, hey, you know what? I'm going to try this thing. If it doesn't work out, what's the worst that happens? Tuesday's still coming.
Yeah.
So might as well take a chance, give something a shot. So if someone was interested in finding out what you do and a little bit more in detail,
Yeah.
how do they converse with you? How do they get a hold of you to say, hey, Rachel, I got you. You were a bit vague on the podcast, and that's okay. Tell me
Well,
more about what it is you love and do.
yes. So this is an affiliate marketing kind of business where you literally are just sharing with people. And if they're interested in learning more, you give them a link and they can order directly from the website and it ships to them. So it's not like the old days where you're lugging around inventory and it's all stocked up in your garage, or you're having to just constantly go door to door or anything like that. It really is, I'm using them. I'm showing you how I feel and sharing my journey as well as sharing other people's journeys. We have so many testimonials that we can share of other people because obviously you're not a mom of two. So my
Mm.
story may not resonate with you, but I have so many people, teammates, customers whose stories would resonate with you. And so that's basically what this is sharing other people's journeys and how these products have helped them. And then, you just literally give them a link. And so if anybody's interested in learning more about the business side of things, about having an extra stream of income, it really is. And honestly, we actually just launched something so cool within our business model that I was super pumped about because I'm a goal setter and I'm a numbers girl. And so I like to know what my month needs to look like in order for us to go to the beach this weekend and not stress about going to a Princess and Pirates brunch with the kids. You know what I mean? It's where can this flexible income come in for me and what does that look like? Well, we've launched something within our system that helps the affiliates literally say, this is my goal. What do I need to do in sales to get to that goal? And I think that is so amazing because it provides clarity. And in a world where clarity is not always available, knowing what could be possible for your family is so refreshing and so needed that not only has, to spew off, like we've been in business, we're still fresh and new, like just over a year, but we've done over $100 million in sales already within that time. And so people are using the products, they're loving them, they're sharing it. And that is why this is just growing and the momentum's happening. And so the business side really is super exciting because we're getting to help so many people not only with their health, but with their family's financial future, which is obviously something that's so important to Ben and I. And I think you asked how people, you just hook up with me on Insta or Facebook, message JJ.
I'll,
He'll
I'll
get us
send
in
you right
touch.
to her. I'll send you right to her. But Rachel Pankowski, that's how you find her on Instagram and Facebook. And I also want to add in, I love the words you're using. I'm a big positive person. I'm also a big scheduling, organizing kind of guy. And I want to remove the negative stigma to the words potential, opportunity. A lot of
Yeah.
people hear opportunity, they're like, oh, what are you trying to sell? Hey,
Yeah.
it's, it's an opportunity.
It's great.
We're going to learn. We're going to do this as we go.
Okay. Now I can hear you.
Head mute.
Can
Okay.
you hear
Can you
me?
hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We're learning this together. And if that thing displugs and you can't hear me anymore, I have some other earphones. We're wrapping it up anyway. This
Yeah.
is humans doing human things. There'll be some mistakes. And that's the
Uh,
beauty of it. But having a goal, opportunity, those aren't bad words. Structure, that's not a bad word. I have a friend of mine who was a rebel artist and then he started getting in shape. And he admits on many posts saying, I thought I wanted to rebel against structure. It turns out everything good in my life has come from structure. And this is an artist, an artistic mind who's like,
yeah.
nah, I'm sorry. I needed this. He got engaged. He got married, started traveling more, all because he put one foot in front of the other and he was mindful about it.
Yeah. It's one thing to have structure, but you can still have spontaneity in it. Like your life can still have some fun moments and some like, yeah, I had a friend who asked me to go, like asked Ben and I, they're like, hey, we've got extra tickets to the track tonight. You want to go? It's like, okay, we have two kids. Can we figure this out? We figured it out. we got grandma to babysit, and we got dressed up and went to the track. Was that a part of our like random Thursday night plan? It was not, but it became it. But because we have the structure of life, we have a consistency, we still want those moments too, and like totally welcome moments like that, because that, I mean, that's what life's about. It's meant to be enjoyed, but it's meant to be enjoyed with other folks enjoying it. That's what it's about.
And that's where we'll end because that was beautiful. I love that. You were just like, this is how we leave the show, Jacob. And that's how we're going to leave the show. You all reach out to Rachel Pankowski. If you don't know how to spell it, sound it out. It's spelled exactly how it sounds. Reach out to me. You'll see the podcast on there. I'll put her name on it. There was some technical errors. That's on me and the internet. We'll figure that out next time. But everybody out there, on behalf of myself and Rachel, stay out there, love each other, keep shining, look out for the amazing things she's doing. There, how do the fingers work on this one?
Amazing things you're doing. I was like, I don't know
Yeah,
if you're this way or this way.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too. What a way to drop the ball, Jacob. I was all signing off really awesome, and then my fingers confused me. Whatever, whatever. Here they are. You all, Rachel, thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
I
Yes,
can't
of
wait to see
course.
it. And I can't wait to see you all Kentucky Derby next year. I will show
Yes,
up.
come on. I am
Yeah.
ready
Yeah.
for you. I have a fascinator that will just be perfect for you.
Perfect. Hey, I'm proud of you for real. I'm proud of you, what you're doing. And tell Ben I said hello and keep
I
being an awesome
will.
mom.
You
All right. I'll
too.
talk
Well,
to you
not an
later.
awesome mom. Keep being awesome.
I got you. Catch you later, Rachel. Have a good one.
You
Right
too.
back at you.